Cher-Bear. Cheryl. Hello. It is me, Mr. Kyle, as you so lovingly used to call me. Still call me that, actually. I want to reach out, say hello. I've heard the news, and I'm thinking of you. It sucks. But I want to reach out and let you know that I'm thinking of you. And when I saw Mel's Facebook status last night that she was heartbroken, and immediately I thought of Ron. I thought, oh no, not again. So I know his health issues over the years. And then I started reading some comments. I didn't want to bother Mel right away. So I did some investigating, and I kept reading people saying, spend time with her, be there for her. They kept mentioning her or she, so I'm like, well, last I heard, Ron didn't have an operation, so pretty sure they're not talking about him. So put two and two together. Actually, I saw Crystal Sheffield, who used to work at Subway with us, reach out to Mel and say, I'm in your thought. You're in my thoughts and prayers. So I said, okay, I think I know what this is about. But I messaged Crystal. I said, hey, Mel's Facebook just gave me the cut straight to the chase. Is it about her mom? And she said yes. She told me the news. And I'm not gonna lie, I had a harder time with it than I envisioned. I don't know if I went into much detail with you about it, but about a year ago, I almost lost my mom, and luckily she fought through, and she's still driving my dad nuts, but she's still here. And there was a moment there, brief one, where the doctors at the hospital that she was staying at said, maybe we need to think about the end type of thing. Maybe, further down the road, what if type of thing, right? And that talk only lasted for a day or so because, maybe we were wrong. But it left a real, pit in my stomach. Like, fuck, I'm not ready for this. And it's a feeling I've only really felt once before that, and that was 10 years ago when I found out about your heart attack. And felt it briefly in 2024 when you told me about Deb. Then I felt it last fall when I thought Mom was going. And I felt it today. And it sucks. And I know you probably don't want visitors right now, so that's why I told Mel I'd make a video for you and send it to you. I just want to let you know how much you mean to me. And, I know I wasn't always the best employee. I know I was a pain in your ass. Mr. Kyle, the dishes aren't done. Mr. Kyle, the floors were shit. Mr. Kyle, the money's not what it should be. Mr. Kyle, where are all the cold cuts? Sorry, Cheryl. But despite me being a pain in your ass and you being a pain in mine, sorry, but you were at times. I love you like a mom. And this sucks. What's happening? But I can honestly say, I know haven't always made the best decisions in my life, and there's been times where I feel like I've screwed up immensely, and my mom would be the first person to tell you that I haven't always made the best choices in life, but I think if I didn't have your guidance and somebody to lean on those long days at work, especially when I first started and I was really struggling, I probably would have been even worse off than I already am. And, I got thinking about a lot of the funny stories and a lot of the funny things that have happened when I worked at Subway that were all possible because you hired me back in. Are you ready for this, Cheryl? I don't know if you realize how long you've known me for, but you hired me in July of 2004. It's December 2025. And I know we don't talk every day. I know we don't really talk all that often, but the fact that you've known of Mr. Kyle for 21 years is fucking crazy. And, I've made some friends from Subway, some, people who, I don't talk to all that often, but I know if I needed anything or if they needed anything, we'd be there for one another. Will, Johnny, even Patrick Ean, I reached out to him today. Just a lot of good memories and a lot of fond memories that I've had since I started working are possible because you hired me, and I can never really repay you for that. I guess I could have done a better job closing at times, maybe, but that's here nor there. But just all the funny memories like I've had with Will. All the times we'd stand around and joke about whatever, joke about you or joke about Dab or joke about whoever. They were all possible because of you. As you know, I call you Cher-Bear, and I don't even know how that started, but it popped into my head one day and flew out of my mouth, and you didn't hate me for it. And I can't remember who it was, but I remember somebody called you Cher-Bear. You're like, no, only Mr. Kyle can call me that. So, yeah, okay. So I had that privilege. That's about it. But, you're the only boss that I dressed up as for Halloween. And, oh, fuck, I'm just remembering that. You're the only boss who, when I moved in with my first ex, and, my mom, my dad, a lot of my friends' parents, like a lot of the adults in my life, were giving me life advice, save your money, be smart with it, don't go too crazy, you're an adult now, you're living on your own, treat your girlfriend right. And do you remember what your advice to me was, Cheryl, when I moved in with Katie years ago? Put on a raincoat, Mr. Kyle. We don't need more of you right now. That was the first time I'd ever heard anybody refer to a condom as a raincoat. And that haunted me because whenever I'd, have alone time with a girl, I'd always be like, oh, gotta put on my raincoat. Thanks, Cheryl. Thanks for that. I remember we came up with a version of the Cher-Bear's theme song for you. There was two different versions, and one would go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What are you doing? It's all wrong. And then there was another one where it was literally just 5, 4, or Cher-Bear's countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stab. Because sometimes when you got really scared or really mad, Cheryl, I'd get really scared and I'd think you were going to shank a bitch. So, yeah. So, I don't know if I ever told you that we had a little theme song about you, but John knows about it. John knows about it. Mr. Will knows about it. Pat knows about it. All the good old dickheads that worked at Subway with me over the years. They all know about it. But Cheryl, I know you're in for a long haul. I know it doesn't look good, but I know you're going to give this your all. You're going to kick ass like you always do and like you always have. And I remember after your heart attack, and it wasn't planned. I wasn't living in Belleville at the time. It was totally by fluke. I came down for a weekend, and I ended up coming in the subway on a Friday. It must have been, or maybe it was a Monday. I don't know. But I came in, and as I was coming in, Will was coming in. So the two of us came in together, and I still think to this day you think we planned it, but we totally didn't. I hadn't even talked to Will in a while, but we just both happened to be in town. Both happened to come into the old stomping grounds at the same time, shortly after your heart attack, before you retired. I think you came back for a bit, and we were asking how you were doing, and he said something like, "Oh, I'm not dead yet, still going." And I think you made some sarcastic remark about how your heart beats half a beat a minute. And Will looked at you, and he's like, "How are you still here, Cheryl?" And it's because you're one badass motherfucker. That's it. You are a badass bitch. You don't go down easy. You do everything in your life with passion, with purpose, and with the best of intentions. And you're going to fight this head on. You're going to not back down. And you're gonna keep fighting, because that's the Cheryl Howes that I know. And I just want to say I love you, and I'm thinking of you. And whenever there's anything I can do, reach out. I'm just in Roslyn area, so I'm not too far from you. And yeah, just keep going. We're thinking of you, Cheryl. Love you.